Welcome to this presentation. This is part 3 of a 5-part series on data at risk and data rescue. This part of the series will focus on a few data rescue projects and ventures. During the previous presentation, it was mentioned that valuable historic data are often at risk. A next step entails the rescue of such data in order for it to be accessible for future use. Data rescue can be defined as the ongoing process of preserving all data at risk and digitizing current and past data into computer-compatible form for easy access. Data rescue participants may vary between projects, institutes, and disciplines, so the participants listed in this slide will not be found in all rescue projects. The following parties may be involved: researchers or people with subject knowledge, library and information science professionals, archivists, data rescue entities and organizations, retired scientists, ICT staff, website and database creators or designers, students, and citizen scientists. IEDRO is a major international data rescue entity. IEDRO is the acronym for International Environmental Data Rescue Organization. The organization aspires to be a global leader in the rescue of historic weather data and have conducted rescue projects in places such as Uzbekistan, Bolivia, Malawi, Tanzania, Western Africa, and El Salvador. IEDRO also develops data rescue applications and systems and make these systems and applications available for use in every geographic region by anyone with a vested interest. The 1994 Tutsi genocide in Rwanda has resulted in the loss of huge volumes of climate data and also the disruption of climate data collection. It took half a generation for the meteorological observing system to recover to pre-1994 levels, leaving a costly gap in Rwanda's climate history. The image on the right shows two retired weather observers, David and Augustine, who are now part of the data rescue team at Meteo Rwanda, working to catalogue, scan, and digitize all of the country's old paper records. In the mid-1990s, Siegfried Bethke decided to take another look at an experiment he participated in 20 years earlier as a young particle physicist. In the decades since, new insights had come along, and he hoped the old data would yield fresh information. He discovered that since the project shut down and the funding ended, the data had been scattered across the globe, stored haphazardly on old tapes, or lost entirely. It took him and members of a newly formed rescue team nearly 2 years to reconstruct the data. But by reanalyzing the old data, his team squeezed more than a dozen high-impact scientific publications out of the resurrected data. Some of this data also helped confirm the quantum chromodynamics theory. Moon dust can clog equipment, scratch helmet visors, or worse, get inside astronaut lungs and cause serious health problems. But 173 data tapes containing moon dust data collected more than 40 years ago hold information that could be essential in overcoming the problems the dust causes. The only trouble is that the tapes were archived on ancient 1960s technology, and no one at NASA could find the right equipment to play back the tapes. However, an old IBM 729 Mark V tape drive was discovered in the Australian Computer Museum, leading to an international collaboration to rescue this historic moon dust data and use the information to prepare for future moon missions. Inspired by citizen science and the power of the crowd, lecturers at Maynooth University in Ireland have come up with an ingenious solution by working together with students to transcribe more than 1,300 years of Irish rainfall data. The rescue data is made available to science, and in the process, developed one of the longest continuous daily rainfall networks in the world. The process used by Maynooth and the poster created detailing the project was also added by the World Meteorological Organization to their website as an example of best practices. Historical sociological data can also be rescued. 2 valuable historical data sets have been rescued thanks to a partnership between Data First, the Neil Ackett Labour Studies Unit, and several South African universities. The data rescued by Data First comes from 2 apartheid-era studies, comprising a survey of villages in a certain era in 1948 to 1950, and a 1980 survey of households who were victims of forced removals. The records from these surveys were in storage for decades and were in danger of being lost due to physical decay. This slide shows details of a very interesting collaboration. The European Space Agency, having Earth observation data, and the Vatican Apostolic Library, having more than 500 years of religious manuscripts and books. The 2 institutions are facing very similar issues in relation to data preservation and are hoping to achieve mutual benefit in cooperating with and complementing each other in lessons learned and experiences. This is the end of the presentation titled Data Rescue Projects. Kindly proceed to the next presentation titled Citizen Science and Data Rescue, forming part 4 of the 5-part series.